Hello, this is Hernandez Ortega David Eduardo, and this video is aimed at exploring learning-centered curricula and specifically one approach that I would like to discuss in the video and obviously through this presentation, and giving my perceptions, my analysis, and my comments about. So let's start. In the book uh, of Christensen and Ray in 2014, we have this chapter of learning-centered curriculum. And it was discussed in the book, this learning-centered term into three approaches. The first one is focused on learning. There is a focused on learning provided by Noonan and Lamb in 2001. It was focused on what is learned, and the commonality of the three approaches by Christensen and Murray, and they focused on a product, provided by Noonan in 1998. And actually, this approach is strongly agreed by Christensen and Murray. And following the line of learning-centered curricula, we will explore the outcome-based curricula. From the proposal of William Spady in 1994. So we need to understand what is outcome-based instruction. This outcome-based instruction may be understood through this OBE, outcome-based education. We have a focus and organization of three main elements, three important elements. These elements are the curriculum, the instruction, and the assessment. If we focus and organize these elements, we may be able to create learning experiences, and these learning experiences may allow a student, to learn and provoke learning. I repeat, this approach focus on organization of curriculum, instruction, and assessment may allow us to create learning experiences in order to or aiming at achieving learning with our learners. So then this is outcome-based education. But in order to understand outcome, we may use the definition by Spady that outcome may be understood as a culminating demonstration of learning, And obviously, we may focus on what learners could do after the learning experiences. Remember that we considered the three elements, the curriculum, we considered instruction and assessment. We create the learning experiences, and then we aim at explore and to achieve the purpose of guiding our students to be able to do some activities or to accomplish some outcomes after the implementation or the use of these experiences. And then the idea is that we really focus on whether and what students learn and not on how or when students do it. I repeat, we really focus on what or whether students learn, not on how or when students do it. So in these demonstrations of learning, Spady in 1994 segmented six types of demonstrations of learning: discrete content skills, structured task performances, higher order competencies, life role functioning, complex role performances, complex unstructured task performances. I repeat, these are the six types of demonstrations of learning that this approach includes. In order to understand the complete idea, and of the approach of the model, we have a pyramid, a 5 piece pyramid. I would like to share these pyramids in a moment. But before, it's relevant that we understand some major characteristics. In some other authors refer to these characteristics as principles. So 4 principles with this approach, and those principles have four features. Four features. So the first major characteristic, or the first principle is that we focus on learning results. At the very beginning, we focus on learning results. And obviously, the curriculum design back from the desired results. So we set a clear picture of what it is expected from our students to be able to do, and we focus on that. And we establish high expectations of all learners. It is crucial because this approach intends to include all learners, and in terms of no one is left behind, probably at different times in different speeds, but the intention is that all students progress, all students advance. And obviously we may provide a range of opportunities to learn and demonstrate successful learning. The 4 features are that this approach can be implemented consistently, can be implemented systematically, creatively, and it can be implemented, simultaneously. These are the 4 major characteristics, or the 4 principles, as some authors say. And I was sharing that we have the OBE pyramid, the 5 P's, in order to understand the big picture of this approach. The first P is for paradigm. What and whether students learn successfully is more important than when and how they learn something. And the second P is for purposes. Uh, we equip students with the knowledge, with competence, and with qualities to be successful after they exit the education system. And there is structure and operate schools so that the desired outcomes are achieved and maximized for all the students. I repeat, all students, no one else is left behind. The third P is for premises. All the students can learn, but not at the same time. Not at the same time, not at the same time, not in the same way. And successful learning breeds more successful learning. The schools control the conditions that direct learning. And 4 principles. Remember, we have 4: the clarity of focus on exit outcomes of significance, the expanded opportunity support for learning success, the high expectations for all to succeed, and the design down from culminating outcomes. The practices and reflects or refers to them process, I may say that. We define the outcomes, we design the curriculum, we deliver instruction, we document results, and we determine advancement. In this, number 5 is related to the assessment. But as all the proposals developed in this education field, we can have a well-structured proposal like this, and the advantages are very clear, and the benefits may be seen as very relevant. We also have the other side. We have the disadvantages, and in this case, we will approach them as issues in the OBE curriculum. And the issues are the following. So we have the issues of in OBE curriculum, outcome-based education curriculum. The first issue is that its implementation is in conflict with the way schools are organized. Why? Because the school systems are regulated. With this approach, we focus on what students are able to do. But the problem is that the regulation of the school systems establish and frame when and how. What do you mean with this? For example, in Mexico, we have different institutions, and we got the curricula, we got the syllabi, and we have the programs. However, the programs are distributed within a period of time. For example, a year of work, or I mean, a school year or semesters. So, in a way, we are determined by the time, something that is against this approach. And how? Because in the programs we have some recommendations for creating appropriate teaching environments, appropriate learning environments, and that in a way somehow breaks the rule or breaks the principle of these or this feature of creativity and flexibility of this OBE curriculum. And other issue that is important is that its effect on learning can be different from the intended curriculum. It's important that we remember that when we say intended curriculum, we refer to the written curriculum. Mhm. The written version, the expectations, the outcomes expected, the process, and the strategies to be used, activities that may be implemented, and how to carry and everything included, how to carry out all those elements to have a successful implementation of the curriculum. So the intended curriculum also includes or has this holistic view in which we may include different elements and different aspects, but the OPE curriculum only focuses on specific elements or specific aspects to be developed and some skills to be developed, and may rely on memorization mainly. So it may break the holistic perspective that is supposed to be reached. And it is criticized as promoting personal values and beliefs, obviously, because values and beliefs are hardly to be demonstrable and measurable. So it is very difficult to demonstrate a value and the approval of the value and to measure the belief and value and establishing a frame to do it. So somehow, even though it is, and this is part of my final reflection, even though we may have an approach that is OBE curriculum and design, and we may focus the fact that we empower students, we try to include all the students, all learners, obviously trying to attempting to include all of them, and following the principle that we include all of them. We may assume that all the students are ready for the implementation of this flexible approach, and they may have the same level and they may be able to carry out and to deal with the different learning experiences. So, and that is something that I may consider that is quite difficult in the real practice. That would be another aspect that I may mention, because with this approach, we assume that all learners are prepared, that all learners are ready to follow this path and to have the same level and to be able to accomplish this. So I may say that this approach is very useful. However, we may implement some other approaches or other methods to really reach the goals of the approach. For example, we may rely on some other taxonomies, or for example, Bloom's taxonomy or Zolo taxonomy, and in that way, we may contribute to the building of a more complex or better structured proposal. And that would be the point here. Yes, and for further discussion, I try to be brief. I allow myself to share my email, and obviously I share my references. I do appreciate your time for watching the video, and let's keep reflecting and let's keep processing the way we teach. Thank you.